Yay! Stuff's sort of working, but I pressed the wrong button. Hello! Hello. And thankfully everything seems to be working this time, although we'll see how long that lasts for. But I like that my hand works now. How you doing? So yeah, at least you get to see some Guild Wars, in case you're wondering how it looks, or your mouth's still, well, your mouth's gonna hurt for a while. Poor you. Poor you and your, well, stupid removed teeth. Did you get to keep them, by the way? I never asked.
I wish you peace.
Ellie, not now, baby. No. You can't keep whining at me, expecting things. Yeah. So yeah, did you get to keep the teeth, or was it? Oh right, I didn't realise they were considered a biohazard. I thought people were allowed to keep the teeth that they had removed. Makes sense though. But oh well. They could just wash them off and then hand them over. Your poor teeth. Although they did hurt you, so maybe not poor teeth, more like jerk teeth. Growing where they weren't supposed to. And growing in a place that doesn't help anyone. Anyway, what I was going to do... what I was going to do is... do boss... Yeah, I know. If I had it on my chest, it'd be less of a problem, but unfortunately chest clips are not easy to get in the UK. I would need to like order one from Canada or something, or find a place that does 3D printing. And unfortunately, I don't know many places that do that. Mega Destroyer. So yeah, I'm just doing boss rush, I guess, today is the thing. Because I want to... Whoa, loads of people here. Whoa, also I'm going to turn them all down, because I don't need to see that many people. I like high quality models, but I turned everything else down because I wasn't sure just how much of an issue my computer would have. I mean, my computer shouldn't have an issue really, but Guild Wars is notorious for optimization issues. Just one guy. One guy where? He is an Asura. He is an engineer. He is very good at what he does, which is break things and build things. At least he is in my head. And he likes using gadgets. But usually he is a holosmith, at least in main content, but it's easier to play a scrapper with high shields and regeneration in solo stuff. Yeah, I like the sword wings as well. They're things you have to buy though, or like convert in-game money into real money for, which is a large component of this game. It's converting money into other money. But it's fun. That's why I like it. Plus I've got loads of maps. Yeah, so this is just a game I like quite a bit. I don't know if I'd say I like it more or less than Final Fantasy. Guild Wars' combat is very hectic, I want to say. Because unlike Final Fantasy, where you're selecting something and then clicking buttons and you know what's doing what. This is more like every single one of your attacks hits 8 things at once. And things that surround you can just put attacks on you or put like debuffs on you, and you half the time don't know where they're coming from. So it just gets kind of weird and messy.
Fear not, lessers. The specialists
But there's lots of other things I like about it.
right up until the moment I got here. How do I get anything done with such feeble-minded help? Let's just get to it.
And just generally. I mean, it's where I met Faris, so yeah. It's all good. And I don't mind playing it for... I don't mind playing it for little periods at a time, or if I get super invested in doing something, like legendary farming, or story. Ah, fire.
Variation modules cost.
Ellie, stop whining at me, baby! I tried to let you out, you wouldn't go,
Watch out for
remember?
destroyers. There's a slight chance they might be attracted to the Arcano pulses.
Wait, what?
And now, we are waiting for one of the world bosses to spawn. Because there are loads of world bosses, and they all give some form of loot. And most of them are quite easy at this point. Especially with how overpowered people have become. And you can go back and do content in a lot of different places. And the content scales. So I'm level 80, but because I'm in a level 60 to 70 area, I've still got all my abilities, but my damage, or my, maybe not my damage, but my health has scaled down, my stats have scaled down. So you can quest wherever you want, really. Or you can quest at any sort of level you want, in any areas, so long as it's not over your level. I still don't know what people are doing. I haven't been paying attention. Oh yeah, we're defending everything. But yeah, this becomes a bit of a cluster because... yeah, it's not like that, thankfully. Although the abilities are more limited. So for example, these are the 10 abilities that I have. And these ones can be switched. These ones are tied to your weapons. These ones are like mini extensions of these abilities. So you get different tool belt abilities depending on whatever it is you've got down there. So that changed. But this is the build I'm using because it works well. So, and it makes me very, very strong and very, very shieldy. So I can take a lot of damage and deal a lot of damage. And yeah, so a lot of stuff scales, and it's just, I would say it's easy to get into. It's not so easy to get stuff done at like the high levels of play, because it requires a lot of material farming and a lot of time gating, I guess would be the correct thing to say. There's also a lot of map exploration, loads of different things. And like I said, this is the whole map, more or less. And there's some stuff hidden that I haven't gotten to yet, or some stuff hidden that's not actually part of the game yet. There's a lot of things going on. You can't cheer me, I'm not an affiliate yet. I appreciate it though. But you don't need to cheer me, you should be saving your money for a visit. Ah, fire. Fire! Ow. Right, okay, Mega Destroyer. So, this is the boss. So once you do that event, this boss spawns. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to actually do this because there's probably no one here with healing abilities who will keep us alive Because it's not a good idea to stand in lava. Pro tip. You came with some good money because your work decided you will perish. That doesn't seem like good. There are healers, but not everyone specs for a healer in this, in open play. It's usually more in fractals, in dungeons and raids, in which they're necessary. But yeah, what have they? Why are they saying that you? Why are they doing that? How is that a good idea? Oh crap! Oh crap! Come here! Come here! Come here! Ah, I need to hit that! Oh, don't let me! I'm not sure why he disappeared, but oh well. Anyway, overtime forever. I thought you were getting off earlier this time. I thought you were getting off earlier now. Was that changed? Okay, so everyone's just standing in the lava and surviving. They made it so you have to come in early now. You're already coming in at like middle of the night, aren't you? You love to live and they live forever. So when do you have to go in now? Oh dear. Well. Wait, what the fuck? Ah! Oh. Well. Well, that caught me. He put a volcano there. 7:30 at night. So now, wait, 7:30 in the evening. So now you're going in from. Yeah, so I thought you went in at 3 AM for some reason. So now you're working from 9:30, no, from 7:30 until 4 AM? No, 6 AM? Bloody hell. That can't be a permanent thing, because that would piss off a lot of people, surely. That's a really dumb idea. Although they seem to be very good at doing dumb ideas, so... Who knows? Maybe they'll make another dumb idea and it'll wrap around on itself. And it'll be so dumb that it'll fix everything. Which Well, I can understand why you're quitting now. I mean, I could understand why you were quitting before, but now it's just very, very, very obvious. And very, very necessary. I do hope you can find some other work quickly, though. Ah, okay, yes. So while you're... need to get you up, okay? So yeah, while you're running around in here... oh, that's a griffin. It's not a dragon. I could get a dragon, but I don't have a dragon. I want to get a dragon. This is a griffin. Though it does look very dragony when you look at the wings like that, but that's because it has hollow armor. Because my dude is a hollow smith, so I bought a hollow armor package to match. It does look very dragony when you're not actually looking at it, though. So I thought it was a dragon when I first saw people riding it. That was like back in 2017, I think. Maybe 2018. Yeah, this is all, or Path of Fire, the expansion that came out like in 2017, I think. It's the most recent one. Added mounts, and it makes things much easier to traverse the entirety of everywhere. A lot more fun as well. Because originally you had to, like, I mean, some things they've closed off, so like you can't use mounts in areas with jumping puzzles, because that would make the jumping puzzles obsolete. But it does make scaling environments much easier. And it also makes moving across areas much easier, because now you can jump and run much faster. Whereas before you'd just have to run all the way across this map. On foot. Like this. It wasn't very fun. In fact, I think that was one of my biggest criticisms about the game. Just remembering my horrific death, I sensed a story coming. My unit and I were sent to abate the incoming Risen forces, but I caught a chill right before our big battle. I stayed behind while my unit went to fight the enemy. What happened next? My unit fell, becoming the enemy, and we were sent to fight. And worse, they found me still with fever and tore me apart. Now my corrupted body fights for Zytown. Wow, that is a bummer. It is a her problem, but, you know, I'm supposed to be the hero, so really, I should do whatever I can. But also, that's the other fun thing. A lot of these aren't actually quests. They're just objectives. So, for example, this heart objective, it's loads of different things that you can do to finish it. And then when you finish it, you unlock someone that can give you things. Like, well, usually you get like little rewards or something like that. Ah! But this is also really low level stuff, and I've kind of done it all on other characters, so this isn't actually necessary. In fact, you don't actually have to do a lot of things in the game to progress. I think one of my characters, or a couple of my characters, were leveled entirely through map completion, which is just where you explore the map and you just unlock objectives and do different tasks. So they can be doing stuff like this. Okay, you're annoying. Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to tie that to a different button. I just realised. Because my F2, F3 and F4 buttons are all the same thing. So I need to actually change them and click on these in the meantime. Ellie, get down! Click on those in the meantime. Okay, you're really getting annoying. I don't like these risen hands. Stay down. I'm going to throw hands at you. What's the next thing I could do, actually? I'm not in combat. Active threat, fire elemental. If this is still up. So this thing just lets me teleport to any world boss that is either starting or going to start, or has started. And it's just a very quick and efficient way to get around.
Greetings. It's time to get started.
It's very convenient, but it was also another paid item, so you have to convert gold to get it.
Go forth, my lord.
Attack.
And it's useful, but it was annoying to have such convenience put behind, I guess, a paywall. But on the upside, I got a lot of use out of it. Done the boss rush. So now I'm just doing all of these so I can get additional loot. At least until the boss rush event ends. But thankfully I've done everything and gotten all the rewards. So what I was going to do today was do all the boss farming, and then after the boss farm I was going to go and do story achievements. So all these events as well are all tied into... Oh, hiya, Koro. Thanks for joining. How you doing? I'm just doing events at the moment and waiting for a golem to stop overloading. Yeah, that's the one thing or one of the main things I dislike about Guild Wars is just how chaotic the combat is. Half the time I have no idea what's going on, unless it's just a couple of us. Ferris and I used to raid. How you doing? Yeah, Ferris and I used to raid, and it was a mess. And we loved our guildmates, but it was such a chaotic time. And everything we did just basically ended in fire. Quite literally. There were lots and lots and lots of fiery things. Well, saying that, we only did, what's called the... Crap, what's the raid called? The Veil, I think. And we never got very far in there because our group was not as high performing as you would want for a raid group in Guild Wars 2. And in fact, I think we were shocked because we spent ages trying to do it with our guildmates, and we did. We finished it after... Yeah, I've never played the beta test. I only got into it like, oh crap, when was it? Like 2 years, I think, after the release? Like shortly before Heart of Thorns came out. And I enjoyed it at the time, but then I sort of fell out of love with it and then got back into it again for a while. Then fell out of love with it again and then got back into it again around the time I met my friend. And then it's just been in and out for ages, and now it's mostly just a game I go back to on occasion for nostalgia or because I'm unsure of what else to play. But I enjoy it, so long as I'm into it anyway. Yeah, I mean, I know the feeling. There's plenty of MMOs that I've got into and then stopped enjoying and then tried to get back into again, and the magic just wasn't there anymore. Warcraft was a big one for me. In fact, I think that's the best one I can think of. But I just tend to go through phases where I really like and I'm happy to spend some money on this game, and then I'll just get really bored of it or burn out. Yeah, it really sucks what's going on with the current WoW thing as well. Like all the news that's come out of it and all the lawsuits and that, it's disgusting. I just, you know, wonder how much of the rest of the industry it's... Yeah, me too. I'm definitely done with WoW as well. I am not going back again. Yeah, me too. I was also excited for Diablo 4 because I love Diablo. Yeah, me too. Although it sounds like they make you know, Diablo, Hearthstone, StarCraft, loads and loads of things. And yeah, it's been a while, but I used to play it quite a lot, but I've kind of stopped now. Just generally. Just going around, grabbing little things, grabbing food. What is this? Don't need that. Don't know what that is. Yay, power and precision. That's good stuff. Yeah, they made Diablo, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, which was another game I really liked. What else? Heroes of the Storm. I said Hearthstone, I think. Yeah, Diablo 1 was actually the first game that I got into because got into through Blizzard. And that was because my parents bought it for me for like £5 from like, you know, one of those supermarket discount game stands. It was just like a CD in a box that was like £5 on one of those like best of PC classics things. And I got so into it, and I begged my friends to play with me. And they were like, "Oh, you played Diablo?" And I was like, "Yeah, I played Diablo. It's a lot of fun. We should play together." And then, yeah, exactly. Really old school. And then, yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, we should totally play, yeah." And so I get on there, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm playing thingy. I'm playing this on this server, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm just in the starter area." So I'm not seeing you. Are you sure you're in the right game? And yeah, I'm just on the. You should see me on the list. It's fine. I said, no, I'm not seeing it anywhere. I was like, "You are playing the right game, aren't you?" He's like, "Yeah, we're playing Diablo 2, aren't we?" I was like, I had no idea there was a Diablo 2. I had no idea. And Diablo 2 by that point had been out for like 3 years, I think, because the expansion had already come out. So I was just like floored by the fact that I was a whole like 10 years or so behind this game. Or probably not that long, but you know, I was just so far behind it that I had no idea what was actually being played. And so I ended up, I think I asked for it for my birthday, which was like 3 months later. And I got it, and I had a lot of fun, but he'd kind of gotten bored of it by then, so I just played it by myself and had a really good time. And met a couple of different people. I still hate the labyrinth in the desert, the second place. Because people farmed that non-stop, along with the weird dimension shifting place in the same chapter. And because it was meant to be really good for farming or something, I just hated it. It's just so boring when there was like the rest of the game to play and the rest of the game to farm through, but apparently it was just the most loot friendly. So yeah, but oh well. And then I got into Diablo 3 because it came out whilst I was in the middle of Warcraft, and I had a big group of friends to play that with. And that was good too.
Accelerate.
I think I played that for longer than I played Diablo 2. But oh well. Oh, definitely, yeah. I remember, I mean, there was the what was it, the paid store for a start. I mean, there was also the launch day issues where nothing was actually working. Just period, nothing worked. Ellie, baby, being very loud and very tiny. I think I'm gonna have to let my cat out, and I'm gonna wait for another few seconds because, well, the fight's about to start and I want to be able to do a couple of things, but then I will let her out because she's still whining at me. Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I actually liked it on console, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of fun playing it on Switch, I think, even. Because it was just, I like playing those grindy games, but I prefer playing them just portably, because it just feels more convenient. I can do them wherever. Oh shit. Oh, I remember that, yeah. It was the Real Money Auction House. And people hated that. I mean, understandably, it was a terrible idea. Excuse me. Now we go and get the secret boss. So usually after that's done, people run over here and unlock a secret boss, the Steam Ogre. Yeah, I mean, the controls on it were definitely simpler, just thinking back. I mean, obviously you only had, like, what, 3 buttons to use or something? No. I mean, you had 5 different abilities or something really simple. But, yeah, I don't think I would go back to playing it on PC now, to be honest. Just because it feels less of a point. Oh well. I guess if no one has the key, then no one has the key. People need to charge a key to get in here first, so... For now, though, I'll just unlock my cool stuff. Shove it on the box. There's a lot to go through in here.
Quite a reward.
Just for rewards. For every world boss. But, oh well. Next boss. Next boss is the Shatterer. A lot of people are coughing and gagging because they're all choking on toxic fumes. Now, I guess there is going to be a lot of waiting around for the Shatterer. Maybe this wasn't the best idea because I've done Flashpoint. Because I don't know how long it's going to be for all these bosses to actually spawn. So it's kind of like, yeah. I don't even know what's being planned to draw out. Because I don't do these events very often. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Oh yeah, okay. Give me a second. I need to let my cat out because she's being very whiny. There we go. And she's out. Yes, definitely hasn't. I mean, well, you can you could probably name the amount of MMOs alone that you've seen that have had development issues, and then there was all the claims that COVID had affected Cyberpunk and stuff like that last year, and which turned out to be a mess anyway. But most of what I can think of off the top of my head is MMOs, because those are, you know, most of the development that I follow anyway. You know, I can't think of any major big games that I'm looking forward to. The last one I was really looking forward to is Chris Tales, which I've got on Stadia now, so I'm probably going to play that at some point. Yeah, to each their own. I mean, WoW was, you know, my first MMO, and I really enjoyed it at the time, but it's kind of dead now in multiple ways. Which is sad, but oh well. Yeah, it still surprises me just how much Final Fantasy XIV took over. And what's better is they didn't really seem to have anything to do with it. They tried promoting it really hard, like in a weird Blizzard way, a couple of years ago with, I think even Tom Holland was in a commercial. So it's kind of like the old WoW What's Your Class commercials. But and it just didn't get anywhere. Whereas, or I don't know if it got anywhere, but I mean, you definitely had more people come in thanks to the thanks to the Final Fantasy XIV free trial with unlimited access up to level 60 and the entirety of the first expansion, all for free. End bit. And I still love that. And yeah, I don't know how much of that has to do with it, but it seems like most of the new hype came from Asmongold and other WoW streamers who kind of, you know, chose to, instead of ragging on Final Fantasy, decided to actually try it and acknowledge that it was actually pretty good. Asmongold even liked the story, which surprised the hell out of me because I hated the beginning A Realm Reborn story. I thought it was absolute ugh. Just typical JRPG stuff. Not to say it didn't get better, but for the most part I just couldn't get into it in the beginning, and it was mostly a case of just clicking through the text and getting bored. And now, of course, they don't need to do anything else because WoW has basically screwed itself into a corner, which amuses me to no end, but not for all the right reasons. I mean, the fact that they said that all these lawsuits and stuff that are going on are now halting the development even further because they're at low morale, and it's like, guys, you didn't even release the first major patch for Shadowlands or whatever it was until like a year later. That's a bigger content drought than I think any you've actually had before for just a general patch without an expansion coming up. And that's ridiculous. Yeah, they would have to do a lot of finagling with the story to actually make any more sense out of it now. Especially with him. I mean, they would have to basically come up with all new antagonists for a start. But let's face it, Blizzard isn't the same company they were back then. And even then, it seems like there is a lot of I don't know if you call it corruption. I mean, I guess it could be considered corruption. But a lot of the issues with Blizzard didn't seem to start just recently. Like, it wasn't just, like all the sexual harassment stuff, it wasn't just an Activision Blizzard thing. Frasiabi, who is named in Stratholme, in one of the old Stratholme quests, he was one of the big perpetrators of it. Like, he had his own thing they called the Bill Cosby Suite, and Greg Street, Ghostcrawler, was part of it. I don't know how many others, but yeah, I mean, companies get comfortable, but like I said, it's not really. Ooh, Shatra's here, yay! But yeah, it did. The sexual harassment stuff, at least, definitely didn't start with Activision, and it's just really gross to see just what went on. Yay! Okay, come on, hurry up! Ah, why am I? Ah, that's what I mean. Ah. Okay, I had no idea what happened there. Yes, that's what I mean. This game pisses me off to no end because I have no idea what's going on half the time. It just seems like everything can hit you, despite the fact that it shouldn't. It might just be one. Oh, maybe that's it. Ah. Or maybe everything's just being bombarded. Ah. So there are a lot of things happening here as well. Because of all the extra mobs going around, I guess. But never mind. But yeah, so, God darn it.
6 feet tall.
Sorry, I have no idea what's happening anymore. It's just, I've never seen this many mobs all in one area all at once. Yeah, given that Frasiabi had such a large part in Final Fantasy, in World of Warcraft in general to begin with. Oh man. It just makes you wonder just how much else is actually, you know, stemming from the top down. And how much of that stuff. Yeah, it's exactly. I have no control over half of it. And it annoys me. I mean, you've got CC breakers and whatnot. but then stuff either hits out of nowhere. It's not like I said, like Warcraft or Final Fantasy, where you know at all times what is causing what. And that's what irks me to no end in this game. I don't even know where his hands are now that I might be hitting. I might be hitting... No, maybe I'm just meant to be hitting his other... God. Plus it seems like everyone's dead and not running back, which is another issue. Oh well. Maybe that was where it came from, all the spikes. There's so much spikiness. The only times I've ever done World v World were when I needed to farm stuff for a legendary, for a couple of legendaries. Aside from that, I never actually really did anything. Well, for God's sake. It's twice in a row. To remember. I need to change the keybinds. It's going to keep happening otherwise. It's out of sheer habit. Okay. That I don't know. What? Again, no idea what's hitting me. Oh, freaking bombardiers. Fine. And they can hit you from any range, and they just like to take aggro from wherever you are. And they're everywhere. Die. Die, 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 die. Jerks. Yeah, it's you should see it when you've got everyone, like the whole screen full of people. Like, it's one of the reasons I turn the settings down, because it's ridiculous. Final Fantasy is nowhere near as bad as this, and you can turn down every single setting when it comes to spell effects and whatnot. In this, you cannot. Jeebus H. Crisp. In this, you cannot turn down spell effects. You can only turn down, or at least not to the same degree, you can only turn down the amount of people. Which, ugh. There's always going to be a degree of complete sensory overload here. And also my hands. I don't actually, I mean, I thought I played BDO and I thought it was fun for a while. It seems to be whenever I move that hand. I thought BDO was fun for a while, but I never really got into it enough to enjoy it. I did make a Musa, I think, a samurai, which was fun, and a monk, which I also had fun with. But after a while it just got kind of eh. But the game's depth is pretty great. But I also didn't like how many classes were gender gated, because I like playing male characters. In MMOs anyway. Yeah, the combos are definitely fun. I definitely enjoyed putting together so many different barrages with my monk. And seeing your samurai like sweep across the field whenever he's got his sword out, that was pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. It just seems like make a class and have it playable by anyone, and don't give it like certain. And they all looked like, they didn't just look different in terms of like style. But I struggled to make a monk that looked like my samurai. And I don't know if that's, you know, or maybe that was just me. Maybe I'm just not good at, maybe I'm just not good with character creators, which is entirely possible. Because most of the games I play with character creators, I don't get very far toggling all the nitty-gritty stuff, like all the cheekbones and everything fancy like that. I just tend to go with the, I'll pick this face, pick this face, I'll make his eyebrows extra large, etc. Which is a weirdly specific thing, I know, but...
Now this is a find.
But it's just, you know, I'm not very creative. I goes for what's it called as well? For, what's it called? In-game housing. Yeah, I mean, it still matters on your face, because I often don't wear helmets in-game. Because I don't like, at least in, I don't know, in Final Fantasy, I do sometimes wear helmets, but I usually just wear, like, face, like, glasses and stuff like that, or things that, like, cover your eyes, maybe. But in Guild Wars, for example, a lot of the... Or maybe another players, sure. But I like, you know, it's like now, I like being able to just look at my character and see him all fancy. Because I like how he looks, and I like making characters look like that. Yeah, like I said, if you can see your own character and you want to see your own cheekbones, then it's what I usually do. I like to take loads of screenshots as well. Provide them in a nice place to do so. Oh yeah, next boss. Jungle Worm. I was going to make a "that's what she calls it" joke, but that's how inappropriate that would be. And also, she doesn't call it that. Right, Jungle Worm. Oh yeah. And get distracted immediately after joining a fight. It just spawns around here, so I'm just going to stand with all the other people who seem to have a better idea of where to go than I do. Stand here and be patient. And then jump around a bit. That person had a dragon. Ooh, that person has a dragon. These are the dragons. That's what I want to get. Because those can actually fly. Yeah, the dragons can actually fly, so I really want to get a dragon. But time gating is another thing that happens a lot in Guild Wars. And not just like time gating on like raid rewards, like click on the raids once a week, like in Warcraft. But like world bosses are a once a day thing. It's not as bad. But there are so many. Oh no, they definitely talk. Once I've done enough of the world bosses, I'm going to do some story, and you have like your own, you have like actual like a storyline, like a proper story, and you get to talk to other characters, and I love how my guy sounds. I don't know, I think his name's Stanley Sale or something. Oh, I definitely think WoW had some of the best mounts, yeah. Although I think, I don't know, I think I actually like a lot of Final Fantasies more, but that's a case-by-case basis, because there are plenty of mounts in WoW that were really cool, and then there are plenty in Final Fantasy that I think are really cool. Like the Kirin, I still love, and all the different foxes and birds. I don't remember any legendary mounts. I don't remember any legendary mounts, unless you mean like the mount you got from the Lich King, or the what was it? No, it wasn't the Lich King. It was for doing the Frostmourne, no, Shadowmourne quest. Oh, was that the Medivh staff from Karazhan? Karazhan? I think it was Karazhan. It's been so long I do not remember the name of dungeons.
Now this is a find.
So many boxes, so much loot, so many things to destroy. Oh, then I don't. Oh, wait. Yeah. I know the one you're talking about. The one from the Firelands. The Staff of Staff of Malagosa or something like that. Because we actually got that. My 10-man raid guild, I got that. It was, yeah, that's the one. Terragosa's Rest. Terragosa's Rest. Yeah, I remember. I was so proud of when he got that. In fact, a lot of us were very proud when we got different 10-man raid rewards. Like I got Shadowmourne and was super happy with it because it just made my Death Knight look even more appropriate. Yeah, and there was like a big... It was like every single big presentation, whenever someone does something that's super impressive or was super impressive before, like, power creep kicked in and people just started doing it for the lulls, like 3 expansions later. And then you saw it happen every other day. It was still cool to see, but it kind of lost its interest after a while. Like hearing... another good example of that was hearing... what was his name? Crap, what was his name? Tyrion. No, not Tyrion. Was it Tyrion? I don't know. Someone in Dalaran screaming about how he... No, it was Bran. Sorry, Bran Bronzebeard. Talking about how people had defeated the Star Guy in Ulduar. Yeah, there were a lot of... I mean, there were definitely a lot of really cool things about WoW. I liked the Wrath of the Lich King event as well, where you had loads of zombies running around. It was like Blood Plague 2. Right, it's getting distracted. No, imminent threat. Screw it. I'll go and do some story. So at the moment, there is a mini thing going on. A side story thing called the Return to all these things, and they are basically rewards that you can get for going back and continuing or replaying old story beats that you've done. So, although I could go and do the very beginner story first, because it might put us into a better place. Continue this story. Meet Zoja in Ratasum. So yeah, we'll show you the actual way the story works. And how much more interesting it is, I guess, than... At least for me, it was this beginning was more interesting than the beginning of Final Fantasy XIV. But that's mostly just because, like I said, Final Fantasy XIV had pretty much a kind of collect all these 7 crystals for the good of the kingdom vibe. And that kind of stuff just got really old around the time that Legend of Zelda was, you know, making the rounds again. Idea Incubation Lab. I think it's this one. Nope, it's not that one. Ah! Or is it this one? I don't know anymore. Where am I going? Let's see. I honestly don't know where I'm... Oh, wait. I'm just following this because it's been so long since I did this that I have no idea anymore. I didn't realise Zoja was so far down at the bottom of the lab. So, for reference, the Asura are a race of...
I'm not at liberty to say.
I never actually played Nier. I did play Nier Automata, but I didn't... I think I got past the first level and then got bored of it. And just, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the gameplay. I was interested in the story. I'm still interested in the story. Oh, sorry. Gonna be quiet.
The seventh law of maginatics posits that magical energy cannot be destroyed. Today, I will prove that magic is a limited resource, like water or timber.
This is very important.
Using my advanced equipment, I have detected significant drops in the world's ambient magic levels. This drop, I believe, is directly attributed to the return of
I'm
the
actually
Elder
his biggest
Dragons.
fan, and he
They
doesn't know it.
consume magic at an alarming rate. If the dragons are not stopped soon, they will leech all of the magic from the world.
Ah, bosh. Magic doesn't get consumed. It changes form and concentration, but it always returns. It's part
You
of
are
the
wrong,
rules
sir.
system.
I
You
have
are very
proof.
wrong.
The data is...
Get off
Yeah.
the stage.
So we find out later that he
I
is
must
quite
have
correct.
left them in my lab. Please, excuse me while I fetch my
Yeah, so in
records.
case it wasn't
I can prove the problem
obvious.
exists. Then we can focus on its solution.
The Asura are like a race of super intelligent little...
Professor Gore will return shortly. Until then, please welcome Sepha from the Phrenologist crew.
I remember her, but I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, so he is, all Asura are part of a very intelligent race.
Theory and our shared goals.
As do I. If Gore's research aligns
And she
with the
is voiced
Peyruis,
by Felicia
we
Day.
may be looking at a cultural revolution.
Revolutions are won militarily, not academically. Still, Gore's theory could prove useful.
I agree, but nothing can happen until Gore makes his case. Why don't we all settle in and listen?
And he, and a lot of other characters, like so many characters in this game, is voiced by John DiMaggio, Bender. And you will hear his voice again and again and again in various facets. Whether it's being posh or being very, very sort of sloppy. Anyway,
Greetings.
hi Felicia Day.
Savant, allow me to present 3 of Ratasum's finest minds. Slep of the Vigil, Batanga of the Order of Whispers, and Crosso of the Derman Priory. I asked them here to listen to Professor Gore's speech, because they all have an interest in fighting the Elder Dragons.
Pleased to meet you, Savant. The Derman Priory is dedicated to research and exploration that will help us combat the Elder Dragons. As you can imagine, we've been watching Professor Gore's progress with keen interest. I'm glad to see you share that interest.
We all share the Priory's interest, just not their methods. In the Order of Whispers, we specialize in covert activity, information, infiltration, and assassination. I understand you're more of a doer than a researcher, so you'll appreciate this. If Gore's theory gives us a clear avenue of attack, we intend to use it.
How clear does a target have to be for you sneaks? The dragons aren't exactly tiny, nor do they keep a low profile.
He's not wrong.
The Vigil's army of dedicated fighters...
Yeah,
is
so
bound
basically
to confront
brains,
the dragons
brawn,
through
and
force of
stealth.
arms. I'm here to see if Gore's work can help us do that.
And
Pleased to meet you all. Professor Gore's theory is groundbreaking, and the implications are monumental. I'm interested to hear him finish his presentation.
He should be back soon. Let's see if any of the other speakers have any insights for us while we wait.
I like Zoja, but unfortunately she doesn't turn up as often anymore.
Materia and physiognomy led me to derive what I call Cepha's constant. Multiplied by the mean ratio of body mass to brain size, it yields an important racial metric.
Basically means we're
Said
big
race's
brain.
importance as a factor in the eternal alchemy.
Biggest
Asura
brain
scored
to
highest
body
naturally.
proportion.
Then in descending order, we have Sylvari, Char, Human, and Norn.
Salad, cat, human, and giant.
Your attention, please. I have just been informed that our colleague Gore will not...
Or at least they seem like a giant to me,
Arcane Eye
but
reports
that's because
that
I'm very small.
He was killed in a tragic lab accident while recovering his notes. It is a terrible blow to science. We should all
Well, that seems
mourn one of
suspicious.
Ratasum's finest minds. On that dolorous note, this seminar is hereby concluded.
Well,
Thank you for coming.
that's all I have to say about that is, Especially suspicious.
Gore died just as he was about to present proof of his theory. Does that strike anyone else as suspicious? Even dubious?
It does. I'd like to inspect Gore's lab and review his documentation. Though if the Arcane Eye's involved, we may not get that chance.
The Order of Whispers can help. The Arcane Eye serves the Arcane
Yeah, I like
Council,
his
right?
voice.
They have to do what the Council says. It's in their charter. We simply pay a visit to High Counselor Flax's lab, find the materials to make a convincing forgery, and walk right past the arcane eye.
How unnecessarily complicated.
So basically,
Simpler
again, we're just going to
outwit
use
the sentries outside Gore's
stealth
lab.
brains,
The
or
arcane eye can't match
brawn.
the Priory's brain power.
But
I'll leave fact-finding to the Priory and Whisper.
anyway, yeah, a lot of the voice actors in this are really good, and I
Listen,
didn't
Savant,
actually know
I'm
who.
pursuing a long-term, big-picture strategy here. So I want you to take charge. Choose the most viable plan and see it through. We need to know what Gore was going to show us. And if he was silenced, we need to know who did it and why. Good luck.
Right. Yeah, I didn't... oh, you can pick either of these two. Okay. Yeah, the loads of characters in this are voiced by well-known industry veterans. I know that Matt Mercer plays one of the male or big human champion characters. Basically the Zoja of the humans, Logan Thackeray. Tara Strong plays a villain who, unfortunately, I don't think is actually around anymore. Steve Blum plays a Char named Ritlock, who is a big favourite of mine. And who else? Oh, Nolan North, the video game Deadpool, and Deadpool and a lot of fun things. Plays the human male. I think Matt Mercer might actually play the Norn male. And I think that's it that I know of, anyway. But, and yeah, I didn't know who, I think his name's Steve Saley, who plays the Asuran male. But I didn't know who he was until yesterday when I looked him up, and I found he just has a very long list of anime credits, including someone from Naruto, a big character in Naruto. Neji? Some guy with white eyes, anyway. I really like voice actors. I'm a big fan of different voice acting in general. I can't voice act, but yeah, I like dubbed anime, depending on the anime. So I don't think anime is quite in the 4Kids era anymore, so I'm not going to be the biggest weeb and say, it's unlistenable, because I think they do their own good roles. And let's go with the brains, because I'm an engineer, and therefore I am big brain.
You've chosen wisely. I'll meet you outside Gore's lab.
Oh yeah, this is all stuff that I don't actually need, but I will take anyway. Why do I keep ending up with invisible bags? They are useless. It's not like I need any of it. I could just sell it or dismantle it regardless, so meh. I mean, if it's what you prefer, then it's what you prefer. It's fair enough. I like watching dubbed stuff. Watching subbed stuff as well. And it depends greatly on the cast and on the show. But if I'm just like listening to it in the background, then I'm happy to just, if I'm not actually watching it, then I'm happy to just listen to it. Like the original English dub of the original Higurashi series, I loved, but it took me a while to get into it. The English dub of what was it? Of the not the sequel, but like the like a different story, but with the same thing. When they cry, the seagulls, Umaneko, when they cry. That dub was terrible, and the show was terrible in general. I'm sure they did their best, but I just wasn't impressed by it. But the original Higurashi dub I loved, and after a while. But then I also like the new cast in the new dub for the new show. And likewise, I love the Japanese cast. I love the Japanese cast. Have been in it all the way through, and have been in it for every piece of like major Higurashi media. And so usually, if I'm just like watching it on TV, or watching it on on YouTube or whatever, I'll watch it subbed because you just know the characters from being around much longer. And I think that's even more important, is having a cast of characters throughout a long franchise that you can recognise. Honestly, I would even watch like a Sailor Moon modern dub if it had the same voice cast as like the 4Kids version. Because I really liked the original Sailor Moon. I had no idea what was going on in it, but I really liked the original Sailor Moon. But, and even the Pokemon dub. The Pokemon dub has its own kind of charm. And, you know, because you'll never forget... you'll never forget donuts. Jelly-filled are my favourite. Or, I'm going to turn this frying pan into a drying pan. It was the...
I thought you were going to enter your latest drawing design.
Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. Oh. Unironically. It was because it was just a really good pun and just so terrible. Oh god. I can't remember the name of his voice actor, but he played James in Pokemon, and he also played Maximilian Pegasus in Yu-Gi-Oh as well. James Stewart? No, something Stewart, I think. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look him up, but yeah, he played a lot. Yeah, see, I loved that. I loved the Yu-Gi-Oh dub. I didn't love the... He said Kyber Boy and Yugi Boy. Yugi Boy. But yeah, he... I didn't like the Yu-Gi-Oh 5D's dub, for example, but I think that was because it was still done by 4Kids in an era where 4Kids should have already been out the window by that point. And I mean, I don't know who dubs the current like kiddie Yu-Gi-Oh show, but depending on whether you want to go for, I guess, as adult as you can get out of a show about a children's card game, then I would probably just go with the Japanese dub, the original dub, because it's just much darker in general, because they just refuse to release a proper up-to-date dark version in English. And you know, that's fine. I really like the Japanese dub of 5Ds mostly. Yu-Gi-Oh dubbed in English is probably still going to be my favourite. I've seen Season 0. I watched it ages and ages and ages ago, because I had an ex that was super into Yu-Gi-Oh, so she was actually who got me into Yu-Gi-Oh and who got me into watching the subbed versions of the anime, specifically that the original Yu-Gi-Oh season, the actual Yu-Gi-Oh or the actual Yu-Gi-Oh show with the card games, and then 5Ds. She did not like GX, which is a shame because I thought GX was actually pretty fun, and it had some of the best decks, some of the best cards, like Cyber Dragons. Sorry. Drinking. Okay. Yeah, so oh god. Still the frying pan drying pan bit really gets me every time. It's because he sounds so certain of himself saying it as well, with no doubt or hesitance in his voice. He's just like, yep, I'm gonna say this. This is going to be the thing I say now.
These dust bunnies have no interest in gut-wrenching
He did, and he said it confidently. It's a voice actor you can respect.
This place is in total lockdown. Maybe we can tease a gap in their defenses out of the guards.
The Arcane Eye. So these guys are like the, I wouldn't say
We have an
Illuminati,
appointment
but
with...
There's nothing going on and nothing to see here, citizen.
But we need to get inside.
they're like the FBI of
You're
magic, I guess,
expected.
of
My
Rathasan.
orders come from Agent Racht himself, and he says no one gets in without clearance from the Arcane Council. Move along.
How about no?
Empirically speaking, we're not getting in through the front door. The guards won't risk getting on Racht's bad side. He's a particularly nasty character. We need a better plan, and fast. The Priory's reliquaries are full of magical items. If the dragons feed on magic, those reliquaries become prime targets.
We could overpower the guards, grab what we need, and fight our way out.
Too public. We don't want to alert the entire Arcane Eye and everyone else in the vicinity. We need to think our way in. Racht is meticulous and cautious. He would have sent hazmat suits in to analyze dangerous areas in the lab. Follow my lead. I've got an idea.
Okay. I have no idea what she's talking about, but it's been I've played the story of at least 2 characters in the past.
You study astronomy? Because you're about to see stars.
Good one. But yeah, it's been so long since I last actually played the story that I have no idea what happens for the personal story, at least. After it turns into a general story, it gets to be about magic and dragons and all sorts of things. Oh right, yeah. Whoops. But I wish I remembered which thing I made with this guy as well, because you can choose different sort of
Got hazmat golems coming in. Open the doors.
yay. You can choose different plot threads for your own character when you start. So you can say, I built this or that, or
Look there. I believe the
nope,
common
don't need
parlance
questions.
is a body bag.
That must be the guy.
Look at this, Crasso. I don't know this poor devil, but it's definitely not gore.
I concur. The Arcane Eye must have him socked away somewhere. And if Gore's not
Who
here,
says
there's
socked?
no need for us to
Socked
linger.
away.
Agreed. But what
I
do you
understand
think happened
socking
here?
someone in the face, but who
Does the
says
Priory
socked
have
away?
any information or insight that could explain this?
We have entire libraries full of information on the Arcane Eye, on Racht, and on Gore's research, but this doesn't make any sense to me. Yet. Of course, we need to be alive and unincarcerated to learn more. With that in mind, let's make a graceful exit before Racht gets wise.
You there.
Okay.
Nobody's supposed to be on shift right now. Identify yourself.
We're the
robot
special
one.
task detail. Our orders are to examine all the,
Yeah, the
You're not a member of this crew. Who are you and what are you doing here?
we're just,
Janitorbots.
oh, never mind. Time to fight.
We don't really
Intruders,
fight in the robot.
Shut down all hazmat suits. This area is compromised.
Yay, okay. Yeah, there's actually a lot more talking in the story than I remembered as well. Which is kind of
6 feet tall!
But, okay, well, I guess we're free to go then. Hello.
What's going on
Say
here?
hello to my
Who are
fist.
you?
We're admirers of Gore's work. We came to pay our respects to his body. But as
Very
you
friendly
can
to
see,
someone I just beat in
it's
the head.
not here.
I have no idea what you're talking about. There's nothing even remotely out of the ordinary here, except you. Since this is a secure area, and since you're not authorized to be here, run, or I will exercise my right to use lethal force.
Let's go, Crasso. I want to regroup with the others and find out what they and Zoja make of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Carry on, Savant.
And now
meet up
we
with you
can
in the-
leave. Yeah, so there is a lot more story, a lot more talking in the story than I remembered. So maybe it's not good otherwise. I don't want to be
Never
talking
get
over it,
words.
but also
These dust bunnies have no interest in gut-wrenching, mind-blowing war. The
there's a lot to be quiet through. Hey, Lobu. How you doing? Okay. Well, let's go see which boss is up next. Shadow Bale. It's a nice and easy one. With not too much... That means I'm going to die either. Does look like all the portals are up. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Just doing some caretaking. And whoa. Go swimming. Where the hell? Oh, I swam in completely the opposite direction. It's usually me following Faris around here, so... Here we go. Yeah, so all of my mounts are exosuit equipped. Yeah, well, I had to make do with something because my other avatar is in the shop. Quite literally, it's being rigged, but I don't know how quickly or how slowly, so I am actually looking into getting an actual model, or getting this one edited. And that's what I'm hoping will happen, but the person that I've commissioned is bombarded at the moment, so I don't know how quickly he'll get around to me. Oh well. Yay! So we clear all these portals. This usually doesn't take too long because everything dies in seconds. We've got so many people trying to do it. Yeah, so I'm hoping that the person that I've commissioned will be able to get around to me soon. But I think they only take about 3 commissions a month, or something like that.
Welcome.
There we go. Don't stand in the black stuff, because that'll kill you. But what I am looking at doing is getting this avatar edited. Oh right, yeah. This one has a really weird hitbox, and I don't like it. Now, anyway, how you doing, Lobu? Oh, sorry, I asked, yeah. But what you up to today? You at work again? I keep forgetting just how many mobs spawn in this encounter. Thankfully, it's not as much as there usually is during. Definitely not as many as there are during Shatterer. But they're all much stronger. Ah, I'm way behind. Because it dies so quickly and you need a certain percentage of health or a certain amount of damage to count as a gold medal, you've got to make sure you're on them practically all the time, otherwise you just don't get credit. But now, oh, I've got my chest, okay. Yeah, it mostly looks like garbage. Oh well. Oh well, more crafting stuff is always good. I'll be happy with that.
Quite a reward.
Destroyed, and yes. Can't get anything from there. Everything looks so ugly without textures, without high-res textures. I had to turn myself down because the gain on my PC, when I turn it up, the mic gating stops. So when I have the mic gating, when I have the gain turned up via the PC settings, it will just leave my mic open for ages and ages, and it just ends up like you can just hear a whole load of like mouth noise, which I'm not too keen on. turn off Discord because Ferris is messaging me. Ah. Oh. I thought when streamer mode was enabled, it was meant to keep it quiet. And it isn't popping up in the right window either. Oh well. Turn that off for now because I'm not sure why it's making noises, but oh well. Yeah, so yeah, if I have gain turned up or mic volume turned up, all it does is turn up the gain, and that just ends up with the mic being open for like 3 or 4 seconds after I stop talking, and it makes a really weird hiss, and it becomes hypersensitive, and it makes it not worth using because I really don't like how it sounds. But I always think that I sound okay when I'm, you know. Yeah, when I'm just talking like this. Plus, I would rather not hear people go with, have people hear me, I don't know, swallowing, for example. Because that's how sensitive it can get. You can actually hear my throat going, "Wah." And nobody wants to hear that. I certainly don't. Yeah. So not worth doing that anymore. Let's go and do proper story. Or just go and do more of the Living World 3, Living World 2, continue. Entanglement. No, wait, can't do that. I need to do this because I'm in the middle of the quest. Okay. Back over here. Back to where I was in Kayla first, when Druid first joined. And then just run around and collect loads of stuff. And do all of the speaking and everything else we need to do, and I will keep trying. I think I end up doing story anyway, because I think that's all of the story beats in this achievement, is just the story. Side stories. Return to the Maguma. Oh no, we still have to mine, still have to harvest everything, blah blah blah. Have to do events, and then yeah, we have to do a whole bunch of story quests. And for doing all of that, I get some garbage. Well, 3 Mystic Coins isn't bad, I guess. 3 Mystic Coins are important for legendaries. Same thing for all of this, I think. Yeah, seems like it. Or maybe not. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's mostly just busy work though, because it's stuff that you've all done previously in other story achievements. But by doing this, you unlock a super weapon, or at least an ascended weapon, which is always useful because if you have any other characters or any other builds you want to use, then you basically get free weaponry to use. So you can change builds or do whatever else. Let's see, so harvesting first. Oh, damn it! This is an area you can't mount in. Oh, you can mount here, I guess. Never mind then. Yeah, that's what I like about mounts. You really notice when they are not available in old content, because they made such a difference in the whole of the game in general. Nope. Because everything was so slow and so tedious, and there were maps that were completely vertical, that you had to scale up using like 50 different things or going around a huge long path. And now you can pretty much just jump and get to wherever you need to go, within reason, provided that the area itself doesn't have a mount gating system. When it does, it's still annoying. Ow. But, Unfortunately, there's also a lot to look for. Oh, quartz crystals. I need those as well. So much stuff that I need to collect legendaries and other things. And I keep forgetting because there's so many different things you can do. I mean, there's achievement hunting in most games. And then, you know, like boss farming or mount farming or whatever. Which is all well and good. Or you can get relics. Like in Final Fantasy, you can go after relics and... I don't know why you're here. And that's, you know, easy enough, I guess. It's mostly just an annoying amount of time goes into it. But here, you've got such a massive achievement list. Each one of these is its own set of achievements. Achievements within achievements, within achievements, within story achievements, within map achievements. And you can pretty much get rewarded for everything you do. Which is nice. But, ooh, I think she's going to die. I think she died. Well, sad for her. But, I mean, I think this was the main point, though, at which... Ah, crap. I think this was the point at which all of the maps in Guild Wars, until Path of Fire, became almost completely vertical. Because there's so much to scale, and so many different levels to progress through and hunt stuff down on. And it was a major complaint for, I think, the majority of Heart of Thorns. And then when Path of Fire came out, they added mounts, and then stopped making everything vertical and started to make everything horizontal instead. Which made sense, because you had a bunch of mounts that were very quick. But given that you now have dragons that can fly, and griffins that can glide, and mounts that can just jump really high, it just seemed backwards to me. Probably done it in the opposite order, but no, they wanted people to experience gliding, I guess. I actually only went back and did anything in Heart of Thorns after I'd unlocked all my mounts. Because, like I said, it just made it so much easier and so much less annoying. Provided you can read a map, too. Which I've not been doing. Nerd. Oops. As I'm mostly here to farm, I didn't realise just how... I didn't realise how barren the desert was. Funnily enough. I didn't realise the empty swaths of sand would be so lacking in herbs and wood. Yeah, you got cactus. I'm guessing you didn't die. Unfortunately, there's a lot to do here. A lot. Golden Mark 2, yes. Boss farming is definitely the easiest thing to do now out of all of them. Along with, I guess, event farming. Though event farming... I mean, there's always people doing bosses. But then there are event farms as well. Mostly in Heart of Thorns again, for some stupid reason. Just big map-wide events that everyone has to participate in if they want to succeed. And they usually result in a lot of really good rewards, or a lot of loot boxes that can lead to a lot of good rewards. And unfortunately, there aren't always people around to do them.
Toxic waste disposal protocol initiating in T-2 minutes
And they take
counting.
2 minutes, really? And they take so long to get done. Although some of them can be more fun than others. There's one where you have to take on a gigantic beetle and stop it from eating its way underground, in case it like ends up breaking through into lava or something like that and causing an eruption. And it brings all of its babies with it. So you have to fight off both the babies and the mother beetle. Which sounds much less cool when I say it out loud, because now I feel bad for the baby beetles. But and the other one is a mass of vines from the plant elder dragon trying to take over a sacred sanctuary held by dragon keepers.
T-1 minute and counting until hazardous material evacuation. Return to platform to
And
limit
that wasn't so
exposure.
bad. Though it's very hectic to get started, because there's about 6 or 7 different starting points. And they all involve things like some of them. Follow this guy around the map and make sure he gets his food, or that sounds, I mean, it's completely generic and not fun at all, which is why a lot of people tend to ignore them and just wait for other people to do them and then jump into the main story, into the main event. What are the other ones? Platinum. Go and find mirrors, or just beat down this gigantic champion mushroom. And for some reason, it will end up linking up with. It will end up linking up to this major overarching story. But, oh well. What is going on actually? Press site aid. Curious now. No wait, dry top. I was just there. Damn it. What survives the crash by offering your help around dry top and raise favour? Oh, it's just a. This is just a go around and hand things in quest, as far as I know. So, screw that. Not interested. Back to Golem. Wait, no, that's not Golem. Or is it Golem? Yes, it is Golem. For some reason I thought that was the Destroyer again. Because it also takes place in Mount Maelstrom.
Mark 2 request granted. Prepare for drop place.
Yeah, takes place over there. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Yay! So I'm going to see how many people die to this time. Because he throws electricity all over the floor. Okay. Yes, okay. So his attacks can be blocked, which I wasn't expecting actually. Ah! Electricity. That's what I meant. So different parts of the arena will basically set fire. Couldn't resurrect that person, never mind. And you have to just make sure that all the time he spins around and attacks things, you're never standing in the lightning, which will slowly work its way across the map. And in different patterns. And yes, half of this is mine, half of this is different players' spell effects. And it is so overwhelming. Ah. Ow, okay. Crap. Thankfully, not as many people struggle with it as they used to. Much easier, much neater. And much more rewarding. Loot-wise, anyway. Some people might argue on difficulty, but hey, free loot. And now we'd be a good Samaritan and res everyone. Because only jerks don't res people. Keep that in mind if you ever play it. Unless you're in the middle of a fight and they're like standing in lava, in which case they are dead. The only way they're gonna survive is by actually resurrecting someplace else. And yet people don't do that. Not enough people do that. They just sit there and wait to be resurrected or let you kill the boss for them because they've already... Oh, I'm getting salty. Salvage and get all my new things. Shove it on the bank. Consume everything I need to. Hungrily.
We have completed the task at hand.
Okay, and now... Don't think there are any other bosses up at the moment, so... Nah. And yeah, you can only do these guys once a day for the loot. But that's okay. However, I think I might turn on something else. Just not sure what else to play right now. And how I actually change the... Oh, yeah, we go. Okay. But I don't know what else to play. I could continue Dream Daddy, but I don't really want to. Or at least I don't really know how much reading I want to do. I'm trying to think of what else I've actually got installed at the moment that I want to play. I did at some point want to play the Doki Doki Literature Club DLC. But because I've already played through the main game, it's like, well, how many people would actually care about someone playing the DLC if they've already played through the story and then get to watch that? So, Let's have a look. Play Phasmophobia solo, but yeah. It's just 'cause I'm terrified of horror. I don't like horror games. I've got a friend I promised that I'd play Resident Evil 4, 7, and 8, but it's just scary. And I really don't like being scared. There is Welcome to Pine Hills. That might be fun, actually. Actually, nah, we'll leave that. Because I don't want to have to go and set up all the different audio stuff again. And that'd be a pain for me because I'd want to retest to make sure all the audio's okay. And I'd want to go and do other things to make sure that the picture quality and everything else, it doesn't slow down my computer and blah 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 blah. So, oh well. Ugh. But I think, for now at least, I've done pretty much everything I wanted to do. And everything else is mostly just busy work. Or further handling of story quests, which would be a lot of silence again, or more silence. But also, I just like the story. But people don't like... But story stuff isn't always more entertaining for everyone, so it's... I don't know, I'm just being indecisive at this point. Bad habit. Screw it. No, here, I need the desert wildlands. Desert. Dry top. Back again. Okay. Also, I didn't realise this was part of Maguma. So Maguma is all of the areas within Heart of Thorns that count as their collection of maps, which are all mostly jungle and desert. But what? What? Oh, desert shower. So I didn't realise this was counted as one of the desert maps, or one of the Maguma maps, so that makes sense as to why it was sent here. But, ugh. It's just not a fun map. So,
That structure
my crew.
is unstable. It would be unwise for us to go in. Scruffy's scan confirms that it won't support all our weight. According to my calculations, the most efficient combination would be you, Marjorie, and Casimir. The rest of us can wait out here.
Did she just call us fat, Bram?
Yep, she sure did.
Facts are facts. The three of us together weigh as much as 19 Casimirs.
Great. I'm a unit of measurement. Lead on, boss. Kaz and I are with you. We'll holler for the rest of you if we need something smashed.
Right, so these are your team that basically got put with you at the end of the first season, which I actually never
Hold on.
got to see
I'll
because
Wait.
the living
wrong.
world was a
What's
thing,
the matter, Dawn?
which they've since kind of scrapped.
Something here is
Well, they've not scrapped it. They've still got the living world, but now there's less permanent changes to the world.
I've collected some of the Zephyr crystal. See if you can break through with the sun crystal.
Oh yes, very. Yeah, so the living world is a thing that changes the environment. No, it's more like the oh hey again.
Halt, intruders. This area falls under
Changes
infested
the
jurisdiction.
world
You aren't
basically,
trespassing.
hence living
Ergo,
world.
be gone.
And
I will have no choice but to oust you.
in
Look,
the original living
we're just
world,
trying to help these
it
poor
sort of
crash
sent
victims and find out what happened.
big ripples
know
through it.
anything about the crash?
One of the major areas got destroyed and rebuilt, and it introduced a new cast of characters who are the 3 or 5 that came with me just then. And that was because of a woman named Scarlet Briar, who was voiced by Tara Strong, who
That's how you want to
apparently it was all leading up to this bit and I didn't realise because, yeah. And she was taken over by a dragon, or
Still think I'm not ready for
brainwashed,
battle.
pseudo-brainwashed by a
I'm
dragon,
sorry about how I've been
and
I just
basically
can't stand the
unleashed
thought of
horrors
getting hurt
upon
again.
different
That scared the stuff
different
out of me.
kingdoms, different
I
cities.
know, honey. I felt the same way about you. But you convinced me that you can handle yourself. Now let me convince you.
All right.
Lightning core.
You could clear that gap with the lightning tech. Try this crystal.
Yay.
Something's actively blocking my magic. Please keep an eye out for anything unusual.
6 feet.
Yeah, and that world kind of well, you don't get to play it anymore basically because they didn't foresee that maybe it was worth keeping in the game for people who had no idea what was going on. But these guys helped stop Scarlet Briar and helped you save the kingdom. Ah!
Health increasing.
CC effects, why? And so there's Casimir the Mesmer, Marjorie the Necromancer. I do not like golems, which is sad because they're part of my racial thing. They're also a pain in the arse and they have too much damage. That could be just because I'm not playing very well, which would not also surprise me. If you've not got a healer with you, everything just seems to deal so much damage.
Help me!
Hello, dying woman.
Greetings. This one's alive, but hurt badly.
You're going to be okay. My friends and I will get you out of here.
Forget about me. The Master of Peace is in danger. Someone has to go
Oh
find him
yes,
and
the Master of
protect him.
Peace.
The Master of Peace. Your leader. Where is he? Why is he in danger?
I
Peaceful
don't
Master.
know why. But the Sylvari
Master
is
with
trying to
peace.
kill him. Please! Someone!
Hey, stay with me. Oh, damn. She's dead.
I forgot she died. That poor woman. Anyway,
I hate to speak
so
ill of the
at
dead.
the end of
Has Zephyr
the living
even
world,
seen
you
this
stopped the
about
Scarlet Briar woman,
Don't get me wrong.
and all these guys
was
joined
very
up with you to
afraid for the
stop
Master
her.
of
It's
Peace.
Casimir the Mesmer,
When she said she
Marjorie
didn't
the
know why she was in
Necromancer,
danger,
Tiny, the little Asuran golem wizard thing.
Absolutely. It was in her posture and in her eyes. She didn't give us
Brahm, the Norn
I believe you.
Ranger.
And see
Yeah,
if we can find
Norn
any
Ranger,
more
so he's good with
answers.
animals. And oh wait, no, he wasn't. He wasn't. Or was he? Crap, was he a ranger or was he just a? No, he was a guardian. Norn Guardian. That's right. So he's like practically a paladin. And
I think you could make that jump with the
I can't remember, a Char.
Here, try this
A Char who is a ranger, and she likes Brahm, I think. And up we go. I always forget whenever you get these skills as well that you have to use them yourself. But thankfully, it didn't take long for me to actually start liking the characters. But at the same time, I really still wish I could go back to actually see their introduction, because some of them go through such abrupt changes or mention story beats that don't get properly covered, personality-wise. So for the first time, me going in there, and me playing this part of the story that I had, I don't know, never experienced before, it gave me about as much insight into the whole thing as it did for anyone watching. Because these bodies were riddled with knife wounds, they didn't die in the crash, they were attacked before the crash. Something happened on the ship. Zephyrites always seemed so gentle to me, but these died fighting. There are defensive wounds on their hands and arms, as if they were shielding themselves from their attacker. No culture survives as long without learning to defend itself. So many of them. Must have been a large force that attacked. I don't think so. The stab wounds are from the same blade. No variation. Yes, as if inflicted by one lone attacker. A formidable attacker who took them down single-handed. Them and their airship. An accomplished saboteur, then.
All these dead. They're breaking my heart.
A friend pointed out to me that these people weren't
But she was
killed
going to say
in the
something about
crash.
bringing them back.
They were dead beforehand.
What?
Murder.
I like that necromancers in this game aren't as frowned on as they are in other games. That's actually pretty normal, I think. Which you wouldn't think, but I guess it's not like in WoW. People aren't just, raising the literal dead. Their friends and whatnot. They seem to be more dead creatures. Like weird little Frankenstein's monsters. Oh, bugger off. Once again, effects that you have no control over annoy me the most. This wood was blast scorched in an explosion rather than slow burn, as seen as most of the wreckage. Discuss this with these two. It's over there. Find clues. Okay, so I've got to go over there as well. So many elementals up here. And I really dislike dust elementals because they are just little angry tornadoes full of earth. And they just spawn constantly. This whole area is awful. I don't think I've actually been back to it after I finished up here the first time because it was just a nightmare. Oh, hey Ollie, how you doing? I know it's a very small and indie game, this. So not many people have heard of it. It doesn't come with a free trial up to level 60, including the first expansion of Heaven's Ward either. Unlike the popular Japanese MMO Final Fantasy XIV. Saying that, I think it does actually let you play for free now, just generally.
That's how you want to play it.
Not including the first expansion. But I think come the next expansion you will be able to actually play all the expansions for free, so yeah. Anyway, how are you doing? Yeah, well, I had to use something, so I'm not sure why there's a black box in the bottom of my thing either. It's weird. Oh wait, I think I know what that is. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's not the first model that I would have chosen, but
Hello, good looking.
ooh, wait a minute, if I can.
Some of this wreckage isn't fresh.
But I wanted to get a 3D model, so I bought one, and I'm hoping to get it edited to be more like Jack. Oh, this is a jumping puzzle. That's right. Ah. But did you have nice dreams? I hope you slept well. I wonder if I'm even doing this correctly. Jumping puzzles are a second bane in Guild Wars. Only because I'm terrible at them. Eesh. I could have sworn I did this. I tried doing it and I gave up because I didn't understand where I was meant to be going. Oh, well, I'm glad you had a good dream then. Ow. Okay, so I can't glide in story instances now either. That's fantastic. Ugh. Oh well. Golem it is. So I need to find out how to get up there. Nice point and Zephyr's Leap. And find and destroy hidden inquest survey equipment. Okay, so I think I found all 3 things now.
Join me. So our Sylvari was sound.
Jordan, you sound downright excited.
I would say it's more than bad publicity. I would say it's pretty gross behaviour on their part. And what surprises me more is that or maybe it shouldn't surprise me, but I'm just shocked for how long it actually went on. Because people are acting as though this is a new thing, just from Activision Blizzard, when it's not. You know, if you've read about Afrasiabi, you know, one of the original WoW people, having what they called the Bill Cosby suite or something. And he's one of the original. He's one of the OG. He's got like quest givers named after him and quests named after him. Or at least one. Probably not more than that, but yeah. It's just really gross. Like I said, maybe it shouldn't surprise me. Given Ubisoft as well, I'm not surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if there were way more stories than that going down everywhere in the industry. Has to be the highest point, but how do I get to it? Camera doesn't change when I do. Yeah, well, I hope you enjoy Final Fantasy, because I mean, it's one of the games I play. One of the MMOs I play the most. Just playing it less at the moment because I'm kind of bored of it, waiting for the next expansion to come out. Yeah, I try to enjoy Elder Scrolls, and at times when I've got nothing else going on, I kind of do. But I just don't enjoy it enough to stick with it, ever. Despite the fact that I think I own all of the expansions. Or I did, up to a certain point. That might have been like two years ago now, though. Maybe 3. No, it would have been 2, because I bought Greymore, I think. So if there's been any since then... Ooh, damn it! Ow. Oh, ha. I landed in the hay, so I was safe. But yeah, so I've got Greymore, but I've didn't even play it, I don't think. I usually don't find it's worth playing unless you are subscribed, because you get obviously so many more benefits out of it. And it just ends up kind of like, well, why? Why not? The game just feels cut into pieces. I think Star Wars Online was the worst offender for that. Because with that, if you didn't... God damn it. If you didn't have a subscription to Star Wars Online, or Knights of the Old Republic or whatever, or the Old Republic, you didn't have action bars. You had like 2 action bars or 1 action bar. And it's like, why would you lock interface elements behind a subscription? How? Why? What kind of anti-consumer, anti-player bull is that? It's like there's so many. It's like at the best of times, at least when I was playing it, that game was like wow when it came to button bloat. So it was like you had 30 abilities and you had 1 action bar to use them all on, so you had to pick and choose very specifically which you thought you were going to use and which... Ah! No, I over-anticipated. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's the, you know, it's always there for you to jump back into it that way. But I'm not really into Star Wars either, to be honest, but I guess everyone kind of likes Jedi in a way, or I think everyone knows, you know, Jedi and Sith and whatnot. And I don't know, the story in it was actually kind of good as well, so I liked the story. It was typical sci-fi stuff. I'm going to jump up there again. I'm going to make it, and then I'm going to just fail all over again. Getting over it, but less annoying. And with my voice instead of Bennett Foddy's. Yeah, I guess that's the point. I mean, thankfully, thankfully, I don't really need to use it I need lightsabers anymore, because my guy has one. So I'm happy where I am. Come on, damn it! Ow! I need to get up there so I can get the achievement. Keep going, I could end up sounding like a Wookiee. Can't have just been me that question. Yeah, it's a good question actually. Can't just have been me that played with like giant wrapping paper cardboard tube rolls as a kid. I refuse to believe it was just me. Like if my mum like had finished with a roll and just left the cardboard tube behind, I would grab it and then start making lightsaber noises. Oh, damn it. It's a pair of achievements I can get up there on a timer, and I want to get them. And this doesn't even require that much focus between the actual... Come on, damn it! I can see why this hay bale is here now. This doesn't even require that much focus. It's just one jump. And then a lot of smaller jumps afterwards. But this is the big one. This is the one that matters. Because if I can't get up here, I can't do the rest of the jumping puzzle. As far as I know, there are no checkpoints. Oh, it has to be the angle. Has to be a high point I can jump onto it from, surely. Seriously, how do people play Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It and just not throw their computers out the window? I can understand if most of the time... Yes, okay. I can understand if most of the time it's just, you know, like lol gamer rage or whatever. Doing it for the sake of views. But I just... Ugh. It's one of those games I don't think I'll ever actually... I don't think it's one of those games that I would ever want to actually play myself. Because I get frustrated far too easily. And it would... Come on! Yes! And it would seem like I was just putting it on. Oh no. Oh no, this was a terrible jump. This was a terrible place to jump. Okay. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, my hands are shaking now. Oh, my hands are shaking. Oh god, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I cannot... That's a tiny, tiny, tiny thing to jump to. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, that was less high than I thought it was. Thank God for that. And now I need to jump down into the hay bale. Where was the hay bale? Crap. There. So... Is it just... That's where... No, it's not where I climbed up, is it? Or is it? No, I jumped on around there, I think. So... I would think then... The hay bale... Because that was where I would jump. The hay bale must be around there. But if I jump off now and miss, I'm going to have to climb all the way back up again if I want to get the achievement. Is there any hidden survey equipment up here? Doesn't look like it. This is not where I have to collect that. Okay. So... I don't have a glider either. I can't... Oh, God. Is that... Or is that... Is that the... I can just barely see it through the fog. If I can turn my settings down further. Crap. Turn everything off. Everything down. I just want to turn down all nature stuff. Come on. Is there no way to turn off the shadows? That's shadows. Damn it. It's still too far down. How is the draw distance not higher? Why is there no draw distance setting? Oh wait. Everything else is too low to make a difference. Is that... Ah! Okay, so I have to... Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It must be there, surely. It must be down there. But is it? But is it? Wait, is that it? Can I... Is that it? I think that's it. Yes! Come on! Oh, yes! Yes! Oh, thank God. I did not want to have to do that again. I've been after that achievement for years.
Quite a reward.
I just never bothered with it before. It depends on the accent of the person. So I would say Hollywood. But you've got, you know, different languages, different dialects, different accents. So depending on where you're from in Britain, you might say it completely differently. Hollywood is one of the ways that I think a number of people in Lancashire might say it, which is where I'm from. or where I live. But yeah, because there's not just, and that's like I think I said before, the Dick Van Dyke British accent, which is based off of what is supposed to be East End Londoner, or maybe Cockney, because he was a Cockney chimney sweep, he was. Whereas people in other parts of London, the slightly more wealthy areas, I guess, they tend to speak with a more refined accent. Like the Queen's English and whatnot. It's kind of like a version of what my accent is, but not completely, because I don't always enunciate my T's. So I can wait, or so I can either I say them or I don't. But my dad always did, which is where I mostly got my accent from. But it's kind of blended together with the northern Lancashire accent over time. Because my dad would always pronounce his T's, so he would always speak very formally. I mean, I say butter, but it's but yeah, you're right. Some people would say butter. In fact, I think again that's Lancashire, probably East End London, but also people in Lancashire do that. I think people in Yorkshire do as well, but I could be wrong. But I think but yeah, you can hear it again then. I'm not pronouncing my T's. Hey, Una, how you doing? How's your rigging and shading going? How far along are you? Jump back down there again. I'm gonna die if I do this. I also want to find the... I don't really know all that much about American accents, so... Eesh. Ow. It's a good thing I didn't fall down there. Yeah, I don't know very much about... aside from the stereotypical, like, Brooklyn accent and stuff like that, or Queens, I don't know a lot about New York accents. In fact, I don't know a lot about most American accents in general. So I know there are meant to be a whole load of different ones, but you couldn't, I couldn't name them. I think New Englander is meant to be quite refined, but I might be wrong. Man, I should really work on pronouncing my T's, at least in the end, at the end of sentence, at the end of words. I mean, I don't know about Europe, but yeah, it's definitely a big part in Britain. Anyway.
Well, hello there.
I doubt the Master of Peace knows this area any better than we do. If you were him and being pursued, where would you go? I'd head for the nearest town. That makes sense. Okay, we should head to that town there. I'll go. You stay and tie up the investigation. Sure, boss. You don't mind going by yourself? I'll take Rox, Bram, and Timey.
Joy?
I'll take all the muscle.
I was hoping we'd have a break from the death and destruction once Scarlet was gone.
Unfortunately, I believe Scarlet was just the tip of a very large, very deep iceberg.
Yep. Okay. Well, at least I got that done. So I just need to keep doing this. There's going to be loads of this. Nothing but garbage in all these things. Bright sheets. Thankfully, everything can be shoved in the bank. Or consumed. And now I go. But yeah, Manchester being the gay capital isn't exactly wrong, I guess. Maybe.
We were fortunate this this time. We
Play
remain
Fallen Hope
lost
for
in a
achievements.
harsh
Is
and
that what I'm...
unforgiving place.
It's easy to remain
Oh.
in balance when all is well.
I thought that was...
Our
So you can
challenge is to
actually
know that
do
same
this as its
peace,
own thing now.
even in our darkest days.
You don't actually need to be on a part of the quest to do these old achievements. But, I think, anyway, or maybe replay Fallen Hope. Side stories, and then turn to Gates of Maguma. Turn to Dry Top. Turn to Fulton Hopes. Okay, so I have done Fulton Hopes. So now... Fort Salma. No, I think I'm still doing Turn to Corned. Yeah, so I guess now must be Return to Cornered. I think. And I still can't glide here. So I keep... Oh wait, but I can... Okay, so why... Oh wait, I can glide? Yes, I can. Okay, never mind. It was the story I couldn't glide in, so that would have been far more traumatic. But I will also go and grab some... Oh, bugger. Never mind. All that stuff is not in the place I was expecting it to be. I can just get some wood. Yeah, I think my brother has spent time... Quicksand, 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 quicksand. Ah!
Lost visual acuity.
No, no, can't. Come on, there we go. Ooh. I forgot that was quicksand. Okay. That just sounds like Joey Tribbiani. No, Joey Tribbiani? No, the other Joey. Joey from Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't that just a Brooklyn accent? Where are you? Joey Wheeler, that's the one. See, I can never actually hear his accent anymore. I only ever hear this much a single stab wound in his chest that looks like the one on the Zephyrite found at the crash site. I only ever hear Joey Wheeler as Little Karibo now. I never hear him as his actual voice actor, who I also know played Cyrus in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX in the Funimation dub. Maybe it's who you grow up with. I mean, that's partially why my accent is the way it is now. Because I grew up, you know, with my dad, who, my dad and mum, who I think had received pronunciation accents, Queen's English accents, and the rest of my family, who is all northern, so they have Lancashire accents. So it can just be inherited or adapted. No, I'm not going to be. I'm not supposed to be in here. And if that's the case, then, you know, it's just one of those things, I guess. I know that while I lived in Manchester for quite some time, I ended up with... am I meant to be going in here? I don't know where I'm supposed to be going. Wait, yes, there's a thing in there, so I need to... Oh yeah, I probably can't drive my mount? No? No, okay. How do I... Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. It's a quest, that's why. It's an event. To carry some bombs. Yeah, whilst I was living in Manchester for a while, I keep on going off topic. Whilst I was living in Manchester, I lived with my girlfriend's family, my ex's family, and you know, I picked up her accent quite a bit, and that of her family as well, and just, you know, the general surroundings. So I ended up sounding a little bit Mancunian for a while. Yes, I was there. You're talking about the dead merchant we found in town, aren't you? Yes, it was there when he sold supplies to one of those Zephyrite, and not an hour later he turns up dead, killed just for crossing paths with that man. please, we're trying to find that Zephyrite before the merchant's killer can catch up with him. Yeah, sure. Oh yeah, he sure was in a hurry to get himself out of town. He looked like the Zephyrite was heading west, out toward Spurbend Canyon. Looks like he was fleeing into that canyon. Thank you. That's interesting. So you say you would just speak Spanish but with a very American accent. At least you know the proper pronunciation of words, don't you? Because I hear that's something that winds up Latino people, is the bad pronunciation of Spanish in general. People saying what's it? Gracias or something like that. Hell, even I don't know how to pronounce it, but then again I never speak Spanish, so thankfully I can't be judged for it. Yeah, I know you speak, or I know that you're French, Lobu, so... I always think French speaking English always sounds very good, though. Enchanted map scrap. I've got a couple of French friends who actually live, a couple of French friends who live not far from me, actually. They work for the, well, they were working for the NHS. They studied under the NHS, but then they went private because private treatment is just so much better than, private treatment of nurses is so much better than NHS treatment of nurses. I don't have a good voice. I've got a very awkward voice, but thank you. At one point, I would much rather have a deep, much more masculine voice. But if it suits Jack, then it suits Jack. So I can't complain. Not anymore, anyway. You little son of a bitch. There we go. Okay. I'm definitely more awkward than I say I am in general. Definitely. I think it comes across quite well on stream as well, so... But it's part of me, so I have to deal with it. I'm very socially inept as well. I don't have anyone to blame for that except myself. And my love of my own company. Though honestly, I think if I was ever placed in a room with a clone of myself, then I think I would very much dislike me from the get-go. Because I don't find I get on very well with people who have similar personalities to me. Which is not their fault, obviously. But, I don't know. It's one of those weird things you can kind of pinpoint from the moment that you meet someone. Or at least after getting to know them for like a couple of hours, I think. And oh, that's very nice of you, but I'm gonna stand by. I think I'm far more awkward than I act. And I already act awkward enough. But I appreciate that you don't think that of me. Ooh, chest. Yay. Okay, that's a good start. But now I need to find another 9, and I think I still need a whole bunch of lockpicks. Or do I? Is it? That's a different thing. That was a different thing. That was a different thing. Damn. Yeah. Oh well. Just have to keep looking. I should be going and doing that story, but I got sidetracked as usual. Sidetracked going and trying to find things and find materials that I can farm, but that's paper scrap. Is it like nope. Okay, that's the thing I had before. So let's go and try to get back outside. And is there anything in here? Ooh, that chest. That's a chest. Chest. Or oh no, it's just a. Oh, it's one of Scarlet's steam minions. Ah, interesting. That was one of the robots that Scarlet Briar built in Living World Season 1. And those are what she was trying to use to terrorize all the different cities and kingdoms. Got the centaur. Right, so I'm over this side now. I have no idea how to get back out. I am lost. 5 points. Wait, there's a rare creature there. You can't drag me to social events. It's not what I'm here for. I don't want to have to make pleasantries. I don't even know. Is this just a big dust cloud? I think this is. I think it's just one giant dust bunny. Oh, he's invulnerable. No wonder. Okay. Crap. Unfortunately, I can't do anything to him until. Oh dear, he's going to go after me next, isn't he? Right. No, none of us seem to have. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, none of us have CC, so we can't actually stop him doing that. And we need to destroy the Dust Knights. That was what we were doing wrong. I mean, I can talk when people want me to talk. I just can't talk when I want to talk. And usually I can't. It's easier to talk around people I know than people I don't. Why am I escorting? Nobody wants to escort you. They want to kill the thing. Where'd it go? Oh. Run away. Okay. Bugger it. Can't go around there. But yeah. So I latch onto you. Yeah, it's not all bad, I guess. It's nice getting to meet people and talk to people. Ask them about their lives. Live vicariously through them in places. Eat. Made it. Ugh. Chirp. Oh, Rox's thing. He's cute. He paralyzes with his fangs. Look at him. Look at him. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Little meaty scorpion. Yeah. Big stingy stingers. Right. This time I was about to have Scruffy punch his way through the vine gate. Have a good day at work, Ollie. Thanks for stopping by. It was nice to speak to you again. Oh yeah, it is. Damn it. I haven't been checking. Oh well. Bye.
Is it here? It
I know
must
you.
be here. Somewhere.
Why do I know you?
No.
There he is. Stop.
Aaron, I do know you.
Go away.
You're a jerk.
Wait, go away, go away! He's mine! Synergy!
I want to stun you. And unfortunately, I only have one stun. Because I'm not built for stunning. It's okay, because I can still hit them. And I think if I can beat him without getting grenaded, I'll be okay. So I think I can also...
Find the master.
Is he talking to
Yes.
himself?
I think very big bomb attacks, taking as required. Jump and skip. Jump and skip.
Let's go.
6 feet tall.
I don't have to jump or skip. Oh no, I wasn't trying to wave, but I did that time, so bye! And thanks for stopping by. It's appreciated. Hope it doesn't keep on playing up. I need to get a 3D clip so I can get it in my
Watch
chest.
my back while I smash these vines.
And now, oh god. If I just ignore all this. Can I do that? Nope. That was a bad idea. Can I just ignore all of this and find my way through without? Skip and jump. Skip and a jump. Nope. I want to believe it must be somewhere around here. Because there's two paths. So if I can climb up somewhere. You can piss off, stupid dog. Go away. If I can hop, skip and jump there, maybe I can get across. Oh, damn it. So there has to be a way through, surely. There has to be a way to get across by just doing doing that. Let them keep taking care of that. So I'm gonna stabilize and then run. Okay. No, okay. Maybe that isn't the way to go about it then.
Oh, there he is.
Yes.
So then why would he just be waiting there for me?
Too large. I can't get us across from here.
Have no fear. The option to have Scruffy toss us
There's
over
no
is
other way.
Thank you for the offer, Tiny, but I'm inclined
Damn
to
it.
agree with
I'm
Ross.
really... Who the hell is making that noise? Why are you crying, Bram?
But it might last long enough for one
I
of
heard you doing that before.
I'll go. Once I'm on the other side, I can leave a portal between here and there.
Oh wait, it's not you.
Just need you to watch my back.
Here we go.
Who? Where is that coming from? I don't... I have no idea where that sound is coming from. Just someone crying. I feel kind of bad for them, whoever they are. That was spooky. See, I probably... But how?
We can't let him get away again.
So it would have been easy to go that way, but... There, so that was how to do it.
Can't let him get away again.
Well, see, for a second I honestly thought that. I was like, wow, Ollie's projecting his voice really well. I can hear it in my head.
Hey, stop what you're doing right this minute.
Not on your life.
But honestly, I hope you have a good day.
I will continue, and
I hope you take care. It's gonna explode on me. Nope. Nope. Man, you're a jerk. You're just gonna keep doing that in circles, aren't you? No? Okay. That works for me. Ah, crap. Hey, whoa. What help? What will help? There's nothing you've done that can help me. Oh, wait. Okay, so if I dash through... Yay! Oh, no, no. But there's still no hop, skip and jump, so I'm guessing that I lost that. Dash advantage, hop, skip. No, that's the one. So there is one. I have to find it. Hop, skip and jump your way. So is it just this? Is it just running around here?
What? Huh? You're
Oh
here.
god, now I have to do another bloody... I just want to beat him down and get my credit for my achievement. And there's too many plants! I just had a bunch of trees removed from my garden. I've been taunted by them in game. Stupid, stupid plants. Actually, I think all these things respawn, so I don't know what point is. Oh, ow. Oh well. Let's just go and deal with the stupid salad on the rock. Get away. How do I get up there? Now this is a hop, skip and jump I have to deal with. Okay, let's... Okay, now I get to run around playing games with him. But there's nothing I can do in terms of actually trying to slow me. Ah! Fire! There's nothing I can do in actually trying to stop him in terms of stuns because I just don't have the power for it. Oh crap, I didn't even need that. Damn it. Oh. Ah! I need to stay away. Right, for explosive avoidance. Can be removed over time if no one is not continually attacked. What? I don't... He's not continually attacked. Oh! Crap, now I get it. Okay, so I need to kill him before the achievement is removed because otherwise it doesn't count, of course. So get fucked. Fudged. Okay. Ah! Every time. I need more of these. Nope, not high enough. Not high enough! Crap! Oh, there's so much panic. I just want to get my achievement. I still don't know how to skip and jump to freedom, so... I'm gonna just have to keep on stunning him. And then electrocuting, and then putting this down, and then... Oh, are you kidding me? I forgot he had phases. There's just so much wrong with all of these over-designed mini-fights in this game. Okay, you're stunned. Ah, not stunned enough. Not satisfying enough at all. I wish I actually knew what I was doing to move more fluidly here, because as it is, I'm just kind of doing my best and failing miserably, and also still using those. But every time I get a chance, I can just unload so much strength on him, and but of course he flips away at 1%, 2%, low percent. After that, it just becomes a matter of smacking him with one last attack, because I didn't have any range attacks because they were all on cooldown at that point. So, die. I swear to God. Thank God for that. Okay.
I'm nigh invincible.
Okay. It's another thing I'd never done before. Player hits Saboteur. No idea what that. I don't know what that says or what that's about. I got explosive avoidance. That was the thing I was most worried about. Plus it means if I go back and do it again later, I don't have to worry about actually trying to get the other achievements.
I'm sorry you got involved in my troubles.
Why was he after you?
He started losing his mind on the ship. He's the one who sabotaged it, you know.
Yes, we know.
That is also John DiMaggio.
No.
He plays like half the characters in this
He
game.
wanted me to give him power. Great power. That he couldn't handle. I refused. He could not let it go.
Will you come back now? We can escort you.
No. My journey has only just begun. You will tell my people that I am well, and that I continue onward?
Yeah, sure, we'll tell them. Won't they ask where you're going?
No. Those who don't know my destination know enough not to ask. Be well. I'm glad our paths crossed today.
At least he meant well. We should check his body. I want to know something. I want to know everything there is to know about him. He came through prosperity. Maybe some of us go back there, see who saw him. Great idea. Maybe he said something to someone there. You never know. We still don't know why he was so intent on killing the Master of Peace. I have to confess, his insane rambling has reminded me uncomfortably of Scarlet. Me too. Do you think it was an ally of hers? It's possible, but he didn't mention her specifically. I've got a bad feeling. I was deeply unnerved by him. All I could think about was Scarlet and Lion's Arch. What if Scarlet was the tip of the iceberg? Llama hair and a few bits of straw are stuck to Aaron's clothes, as if he slept in a barn or animal pen recently. Prosperity has some farm animals. I want to know how he knows it's llama hair. I wouldn't be able to know what llama hair would look like. Prosperity has some farm animals. I should talk to someone there. A slip of paper is sticking out of a pocket. Look at it. The paper is torn, lettering is frantic, only partially legible. Read on. Left half of the paper is missing, but the remaining piece says, "Leader will die. The rest will fall in line. We will not fall. The rest is unreadable."
More accolades.
Okay. Oh yay, I got a... Okay, so I've hit a tangent thing. I've got lockpicks, so now I can get all the chests that I needed for a further quest, for a further achievement. So that's convenient. And I'll salvage you.
Begin destruction protocol.
Cool, okay. Well, I think with that, I'm going to wrap the stream up here. But thank you for everyone that came and those that followed. It was much appreciated. Just stretching. Yeah, so thank you for coming and joining me while I got some stuff done. And I had fun. And it's nice to get some stuff out of the way in Guild Wars. That I'll probably play a proper game tomorrow. I'm just not sure what yet. I also want to do some VR at some point. I've almost got it figured out, but there's a couple of other things that I need to do and set up correctly for everything to work. And some of it involves doing it in first person like normal, and other stuff involves doing it in more of a like a third person view, I guess, depending on the game. But I'm hoping it'll be fun anyway. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. So, bye-bye. Bye. Hello, hand. Bye.